More than 2/3 of the salmon you see in supermarkets globally came from farms, not rivers or open oceans. And that shift quietly changed what salmon meant when you bought it. You still saw the same pink fillet in the same chilled case, the same fresh claim, the same familiar species name, and the same quick decision you made on price, colour, and whether it looked oily or dry. In everyday shopping, farmed salmon often looked more predictable than wild because it arrived year-round, in standardized portion sizes, with a stable fat content that made it cook the same way every time. That reliability did not come from the fish being simpler. It came from the fish being managed like an industrial input, where the biology was adjusted to match the supply chain. Once salmon moved from seasonal catch to continuous production, almost everything about it became something you could tune. Growth rate, feed efficiency, flesh colour, harvest timing, and even the odds that a disease event would wipe out an entire site. The first tension sat in the feed. Salmon were carnivorous fish, but farms had to scale without draining the ocean of forage fish. So feed companies reduced fish meal and fish oil and replaced them with plant proteins and plant oils. Then compensated with precise amino acid balancing and added marine oils when required. That solved one constraint and created another. Changing the feed changed the fatty acid profile of the fish, including the balance of omega-3 and omega-6, which meant the healthy fat story depended on decisions made far upstream of the fillet. The second tension sat in density. High stocking densities made production efficient, but they also made parasites and pathogens spread faster, which pulled farms toward treatments. Fallowing schedules, cleaner fish, and in some places antibiotics during historical disease crises. The third tension sat in genetics. Selective breeding programs targeted faster growth, later maturation, and disease resistance, but the same concentration of similar fish increased the stakes when something adapted to the system, like sea lice. None of this stayed on the ocean surface because the product you met was packaged language. Labels rarely told you how the feed changed over time, what region-specific rules governed treatments, or how many hands in how many countries touched the supply chain before a fresh fillet reached ice. Marketing simplified it further into a single idea like sustainable, even though sustainability in salmon was a moving set of trade-offs that shifted by country, farm type, regulation, and year. The result was a food that looked familiar while its definition kept changing underneath you. A wild fish name attached to an engineered production process, sold through a retail system that rewarded consistency more than transparency. If you wanted to understand what you were actually eating beyond the front-of-pack story, a tool like the Reveal app helped by breaking down what each ingredient and additive did in a product, including both useful functions and potential concerns, without collapsing it into a single score. Reveal also adapted its analysis to your dietary preferences and personal health profile, and it added context, like unexpected facts and documentary recommendations tied to the substances you found. Download the Reveal app if you wanted that deeper, ingredient-by-ingredient understanding the label usually skipped, and to keep following the thread when salmon stopped being a simple word.